the point, informative, entertaining, and protecting the Second Amendment. Welcome back to Elfster's Rifles Reloaded. And I figured I'd do something special today with the PSA 6.5 GRENDEL. Not only do I want to get these offset iron sights sighted in, which I have yet to do, I've been so busy with load development, that I happen to get the new Gen 3 APA little bastard brake, also known as American Precision Arms. And if some of you guys that are OG subscribers to this channel and you've watched my videos in the past for several years, you know that I'm a huge fan of the APA little bastard brakes. And I've been using the Gen 2 for years now. I would say almost 3 years. And I've used this on my Tikka T3X CTR and 308. I've also used the Gen 2 on the Ruger Precision rimfire in 243. And now on the PSA 6.5 GRENDEL AR firearm. So let's quickly go over the differences between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3. And we'll grab some really inexpensive wolf steel case ammunition that you can usually get for about a little less than $6 per 20 round box. It's really cheap. It's great for plinking, and that's exactly what this is for. Using the offset iron sights, getting a brake on there to reduce the recoil, and just having a good time at the range. Now, first and foremost, the new Gen 3 has this new nut design that helps what they apparently say here, stronger lockup and eliminates over rotation when you're self-timing this. What's really nice about these APA little bastard brakes is you don't need shims, and they simply install with your hands. You don't actually need a tool to put these on and off. And let me quick twist this off here. And to show you how easily this goes on and to time it. So you screw it all the way home and you back this off until your ports are facing directly north. You take this nut and you rotate it until it comes in contact with the barrel. And then once that is in contact with the barrel, you just snug this up with your hand. And that's it. Just make sure that your ports are directly facing north, and you just give this a good tug with your hands, and that's it. You don't even have to use a wrench unless it's a permanent situation. You might want to put just a smidge bit of Loctite, and it actually comes with a little bit of Loctite in the box here if you want something more of a permanent situation. But if you do what I do in regards to swapping these from one firearm to the next, like I said in my example, the Tikka T3X CTR and 308, my Ruger Precision Rifle 243, or this particular firearm, the PSA 6.5 GRENDEL here, it really is that easy, and you could take it off just as easy. So you could just twist this right off, you can put it right back on, time it yourself, twist this until it comes in contact with the barrel, give it a nice right tighty snug twist there, and it really is that easy. No shims needed. Now, another addition that they added with the Gen 3 is an extra bastard port for even more recoil reduction, which I already tell you, this 3-port Gen 2 already had an insane amount of recoil reduction. No joke, it would easily turn my Tikka T3X CTR 308 into soft shooting 243. You know, obviously the Gen 3 is a little bit longer. I would say roughly about 1/4 of an inch longer, but you're adding that extra port and it's totally worth it. And obviously the big difference between the Gen 3 and the Gen 2 is the Gen 3 has these top tunable ports. And I'll tell you what, let me take this off and I'm going to move this into the light of my press so you can get a little bit better idea what's going on the inside of this brake. Now just to get a little up close and personal with this Gen 3 little bastard brake, you can see these little Allen set screw portholes on the top that you can customize. And usually you want to start out with all these filled up and work your way back from the front to the rear. I suppose you could do it any way you want, but personally I think that's what I would do. Is if you are getting too much muzzle rise, you remove the front two, test it out, and see if that works. If it's not enough, remove the next two and work your way back. And they didn't just
miscellaneously throw these portholes on the top wherever they wanted to, you can actually see that they strategically place these portholes, and they're vented at an angle, so they actually go off at an angle. They don't go straight up. And they strategically place these portholes, and I'll see if I can focus in here for you guys. You can see they placed it right in front of the baffle, or the baffle tooth. And obviously that is where your highest amount of pressure is going to be, right as that gas builds right up in front of that baffle tooth. And you can see those portholes, and they kind of angle off. I'll see if I can get this in the light a little bit better. Now, just to show you how these top ports angle off a little bit, you can see I stuck a little Allen wrench in here, and you can see obviously the Allen wrench coming through on the inside of the brake. And this angles off, I would say roughly an 80-degree pitch. And that definitely is going to help with muzzle rise. And like I said, you just fill all these up with those Allen set screws, and you just work your way from the front to the back, and just customize this to your particular firearm. And it's all about purpose. It just depends on your purpose. If you're shooting from a bench, you're shooting for groups, you know, maybe you're not completely concerned about muzzle rise, or say like you are shooting steel plate competitions, and you want to make sure that your muzzle doesn't rise up too much. You want to keep that red dot on target all times. And it's really going to be all about purpose, the cartridge that you're using this with, and you just kind of fine tune this yourself depending on your situation. Well, enough of the blabber talk. Let's get these offset iron sights sighted in. Let me grab some inexpensive Wolf 6.5 Grendel. No, sorry, that's hollow point, 7.62 by 39. Oh, I'm sorry, that's full metal jacket. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Let's grab maybe about 4 of these bad boys. Some inexpensive Wolf 6.5 Grendel ammunition. Great for plinking. All right, let's check out the new private range at my in-laws. All right, that is what I'm talking about right there. Look at that shooting bench right there. Good old electrical spool. You never go wrong there. And we are looking at 100 yards. Nice little plywood backdrop there that I can staple my targets to. A good old mound of tires and dirt. Looking good. So yeah, I thought I'd do a little quick test here between the Gen 3 and the Gen 2 brake, just see if there's a point of impact shift. I'm just curious myself. This isn't going to be about accuracy. This is by far not match grade ammo. This is just really inexpensive Wolf 100 grain 6.5 Grendel ammunition that I can usually hook up for a little less than $6 per 20 round box. So right now I got the Gen 3 on the muzzle, and I'm just curious how much of a point of impact shift there is. And this isn't about bullseyes, this is about the point of impact of the group, just to see if it shifts. So let's take 5 shots with the Gen 3, and then we'll put on the Gen 2 and see what happens. I'm just curious myself. All right, not too darn shabby for some really inexpensive Wolf steel cased ammunition. Let's take another 5 shots here, and we will swap over that brake to the Gen 2. I'm just curious. And I could see there's a tremendous amount of vertical straining in that group, which I'm sure that has a lot to do with differences in the powder drops of this inexpensive ammo. So make sure that this firearm is clear. We are good there. So I'm going to swap this brake out, and this is where this really shines. I don't even need any tools. I just take this off by hand. I'm going to put on the Gen 2, and you literally just spin this on until it touches the barrel, back this off till it's upright, spin this nut till it comes in contact with the barrel, and just give it a good snug with your hand. Make sure that the ports are exactly left and right, and that's it. That's where this thing really shines. These APA little bastard brakes, nice and compact, and they're toolless. All right, let's take another 5 shots. All right, that's 5 shots. Let's head down and see how we did. All right, so you know what? Not too darn shabby for some really inexpensive Wolf 100 grain 6.5 Grendel ammunition. You know, I could usually hook up, like I said, a little less than $6 ship per 20 round box. You know, this first 5 shot group using the Gen 3, you can see some serious vertical stringing. That's pretty notorious for differences in your powder drops. You know, the windage is pretty damn solid, so I'm pretty much going to say that has a lot to do with the inconsistencies of this ammunition. But still, I would say that's about a 2 minute of angle group. I'll score this up here in a little bit and give you a little bit better idea. And it looks like the point of impact's pretty consistent. This one's right here. I would say this one is right here. So not much of a shift in regards to the point of impact. You know, the Gen 2, the 5 shot group with that same inexpensive ammunition, is about the same. Roughly 2 minutes of angle, and that's why I love this PSA 6.5 Grendel firearm. The fact that you can do some really inexpensive plinking at roughly $6 per 20 round box, so not too shabby. And there is nothing like shooting out in the good old Wisconsin woods all by yourself. All right, so I'm gonna get this Gen 3 back on here. Made sure that this firearm is clear, so we are good there. All right, so we just screw this on. All right, to the point where it touches, back it up. Take this nut home until it touches the muzzle, and just give this a good twist. And that looks good. These ports that are currently plugged up are directly north here, so that looks good. Take this bipod off. You know, I've yet to zero in my offset iron sights, and I think I got this marginally zeroed in at 25 yards because this 6.5 Grendel really is a hybrid target hunting rifle, and that's exactly what I have this intended for, and that's why I have these offset iron sights on here in case I'm up in my deer stand and a deer runs past really close at 25 yards. So I'm gonna see how accurate I got this at 25 yards with these offset iron sights. All right, let's go down, see how we did. I'd say that's definitely deer heart vital close enough. Well, we got 4 bullets and a little ragged bullet hole there. One little flyer there at 25 yards. I'd say that's more than acceptable. So I think I need to adjust this down just a little bit. So I think I'm going to do is adjust that down just a little bit and take another 5 shots and see how she turns out. All right, so it looks like we need to adjust this down. So let's try that. Actually, I think I'm going to go for the very bottom of the middle diamond. So let's try that. Very bottom of the middle diamond. All right, let's see how that works. I think that is spot on. We're talking just one big ragged hole there, and that is awesome. Yeah, I love that. Offset iron sights for deer hunting, for up and close personal situations. All right, so I'm going to try a standing shot here at 50 yards. I got 5 rounds loaded up, and to be honest with you, I lost a considerable amount of strength in my right arm here after that tumor removal off my spinal cord. My neck is fused, but hey, we'll try our best here. Enough for the excuses. So let's try this out here. Get a nice cradle with my left arm. Hey, I'll take it. Well, I would say this turned out pretty darn good for some very inexpensive Wolf Military Classic 6.5 Grendel steel case ammunition. I mean, the fact that this is a 100 grain full metal jacket, that I usually can get this shipped. I believe last time I got this from Brownells, shipped with a promo code, $185 for 500 rounds. And that is really, really cheap, roughly about $6 per 20 round box. And if you want something just to have some fun at the range, do some plinking, you're not totally concerned about sub-MOA groups, that's exactly what that ammunition is for, and exactly what this firearm is for, the 6.5 Grendel. So the fact that you can load up some match grade ammunition and produce some bug hole groups, or if you just want to have some fun plinking, or maybe take a youth out to the rifle range, that's what this is for. And I think these are a little under 2 inches. I've yet to measure this, but I'm going to guess these are about 1.75 inches each. And that's really, really impressive for really cheap, inexpensive ammunition. And I'm pretty pleased with these offset iron sights. I think the results pretty much show exactly how awesome these offset iron sights are. And these are just cheap knockoffs that I got off Amazon for, I think they're like $25 shipped. I more have them on there for, you know, screwing around the range and plinking. But, you know, if I do happen to be up in my deer stand hunting, and a deer happens to run past at really close ranges where I can't use a scope, say something like 25 yards and the deer's running past, that's exactly what this setup is for. And that's kind of what this 6.5 Grendel firearm is all about. It's a hybrid rifle. It's not only for target shooting, but for hunting also. It's a very lightweight platform based on the AR-15 upper and lower.
You know, it's not like a heavy AR-10 platform like a 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor. That's where these Grendels really shine. The fact they use, you know, an AR-15 platform, it brings that weight down. And I'm really impressed with the results of this so far at 25 yards. And that's what this firearm is all about. It's just having a good time out the range. Well, plan on seeing this APA, the American Precision Arms Gen 3 little bastard break some more. Eventually in the future, I plan on digging up that Tikka T3X CTR 308 out of the coffin and bringing that series back into life. And I plan on even doing a complete reloading series for that using Lake City brass and doing some special tune reloads for that Tikka using this break. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you enjoy this content, enjoy this video, scratch my back, and I'll keep on scratching your back with this content by not only subscribe, like, and share, hit that notification bell, but jump on my B-side channel, Elfster's Minute Americans, and subscribe to that channel also. That channel is eventually going to become nothing but pure live broadcasting and podcasts. I plan on having special guests on there where we can spread our knowledge to the next generation, because that is truly how we are going to protect our rights. I'll see you guys in the next video.